Hello everyone, it's been quite a while. Professor ADC saying hello to all of my friends out there. This is for the English speaking community. I've been really thinking about what my next video for the English speaking community would be, as you can notice, because it took me quite a while. And well, I have many friends who do really outstanding reviews, and there's Nick Shabazz, there's Metal Complex, there's Lord Darth Slicey, meaning Slicey Dicey, Blade Banker, and just a whole bunch of people who I admire. And there's who else? Sack, Gideon's Tactical, Patty from Across the Shock, Tom Hosen, Alchemy One. There's Super Still Steve, who's just missing out there. Nero Knives. Just OCD for EDC. Kyle Lanfear, a great guy who I love his reviews. All the people I'm telling you, Cedric Aneda, Hilltop Knives. I watch each of these channels and others, and I keep on learning from you. And I think you do a wonderful job, and I just don't want to compete. I think there's more than enough people doing a wonderful job, and I would just be one more without having the charisma that many of you have, and the knowledge. So what I decided to do is to create a series of videos to keep in touch, and instead of doing more knife reviews, I will do this series of videos called, I named it Blade-osophy. From philosophy and blades, I called it Blade-osophy. So I like it very much. And hoping to keep in touch with you guys, and having a conversation, and cater to those people who are soliciting me to do more videos in English. There are a couple of Europeans, and of course from the US. So, and I do want to keep in touch with many people, and keep this communication going, and just keep on growing as a person, and as a knife person, collector, enthusiast, or whatever. I want to keep on growing and learning. So I came up with this idea, thought about it very well, and I'm going to be doing topics that are related to knives, more than just me doing the review of a knife. Like I said, there's just a ton of wonderful people already doing it. I might give some points on one knife that caught my attention or something, but take that and link it to a philosophical topic, something a bit deeper, or that might make us think a bit. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I do hope you enjoy it. I already gave a shout out to many of my friends and people who I admire and keep on learning from. And of course, there's just a ton, and I will keep on giving a shout out to those who I might forget at some point or another. But I will include everyone, mentioning you guys, because you do have wonderful channels, and enjoy your content and learn from it all the time. So without a further ado, the next topic, or the first topic in this Blade-osophy is the USA made stuff. And yes, that's going to be a very difficult topic, because of some of the experience I've had recently and at some point. I don't know where it came from. I last heard it in the Spider-Man movie, with the first series, and it said something like, "With great power comes great responsibility." And so I ask of you, especially in these turbulent times that you are living in the US, with all of these riots and manifestations, and a lot of racist situations coming up, we need to be very careful with what we say, and responsible. There is the freedom of speech, yes, it's an amendment, but you just don't get a freedom like that free. When you have exactly a great power like free speech, that freedom comes with responsibility. It doesn't come just out of the blue without having to pay something. And that payment, I believe, is responsibility. Why do I say this? In the last few years, trying to, getting to know knives and accumulating my collection, I have come across very harsh people. When I tried to get Hinder XM18, because that's the, I think that's one of the blades that broke me, or the blade that broke me. I came across a couple of people who were pretty hard, and that said to me, the last guy that said that to me, and I almost gave up on Hinderers. He said, I wouldn't sell shit to a Mexican, and he just blew me off. We were this close to making a deal, and Metal Complex will tell you I'm good for the money, and I think I'm trustworthy, because he sold me one of his treasures, which are Hinders, as we all know. But came across a few people like that with Hinderers, and then I got to the point I finally got my Sabenza. And why? I'm trying to put together for my country this holy trinity. So I have MC's, one of MC's XM18s, which hasn't arrived yet. I'm still waiting for it, almost a year after. And this is not MC's fault. This is just my family taking the time to come here. So I'm waiting for that. And next, I focused my attention on the Strider SNG. And man, it is tough. The response I have gotten from many of the people who are fans of Strider, they really seem like in this whole only US made stuff, and they have been pretty harsh on me, as you know, making comments like, "What would a Mexican do with a knife like this, with a knife of this caliber, or keep to sticks and rocks. That's all you need down there," and you know, stuff like that. Very, very much harder than it was when I tried to buy a Hinderer. I don't know why this is. I have no knowledge of. I've read a couple of comments of the character or persona of Mick Strider, and I don't know the guy. I don't even know anything about these comments, and I don't care to know. You know why? Because I don't care where it's made. I care about how it's made. You see this much criticized in many places bench-made bug out. And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful knife, one of the best knives out there in its range. And as much as this one was criticized, this one wasn't, and this just arrived, and I'm sending it back. US made. As a matter of fact, it's Colorado, made in Colorado, and it sucks. It came with the pivot totally, stiff. It's hard to open. It's hard to close. I oiled it and loosened up the screws in the pivot, and it's just a bad knife. It was badly done, and not only that, it feels like a toy. I've heard many people said that about the bug out, and that's not for me. In my opinion, that I don't feel the bug out as a toy, and I do feel this one as a toy. I liked it. I loved the geometry, the steel LC200N. But you know, it's just a big defect it has. Otherwise, I would have kept it because I do like, and I love the color. Then again, we have this one. I think, if I remember correctly, the Kershaw bare knuckle. This is US made, and it has a big defect. Which one is it? If this was sold with the company telling you that you have to place your fingers in a certain manner for it to open, well, you can understand that. But when you receive the blade and you just place your hand and your fingers as you would normally do with any blade in the locking system, especially if you have long, big hands, then it just won't open. That is for me, that is a big defect. Sorry. So USA made, and then you have a Sapenza. USA made, yes, but it's made from immigrants that fought for a good life in their lives and in the US. So, and then we have a wonderful person, Doug Ritter, with his Hogue, well, the company Hogue and the RSK knife. And such a wonderful knife, such a wonderful person, has answered every single question I've asked him in Instagram. And you know, the company which sells this never mentioned anything about not selling to Mexico. TRM, wonderful knife, USA made, great people, some of the greatest people I have ever dealt with. We had a difference, and it all came to being both in peace, and great people. DLT Trading, that's why I have them here, because we are going through a rough time right now, but they are interested. And Deadwood Knives, I don't know if you know them, but deadwoodknives.com, we have a difference, and they're focusing on fixing the problem. Wonderful people. So why am I saying this? I admire Americans because I lived there. I learned English there, and I studied middle and high school there. And one of the things that I learned there was responsibility. And so you can see in many cases the responsibility, if you go to its roots, it's made up of two words: response and ability. The ability to respond. So many people respond in such great ways to their to their responsibility. They respond to responsibility perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. USA made, yeah, it's wonderful. I will not say it is because of the country. It is because of the people. And so I believe in the people. I believe in many Americans, but I also know there are fatal flaws and defects sometimes. And as we can find them in Chinese or in Russian or whatever brands. Ganzo is made in China. These knives, I will not validate them. I bought this knife when I was starting my collection, and I wanted to know if if it was worth buying a Spyderco Delica. So I bought this one because of that. I wanted to feel it and get the feel of it. After I bought this one, immediately I bought the Delica because I love the feel of this. And when I got the Delica, I didn't like how it felt. Why? Because it's different and it doesn't have this thumb rest here, so like the Endura has. And so I got the Endura. And I stopped buying these Chinese made who seemingly don't have pretty good ethics. I do believe in that. But I'd like to leave you with the message of just being careful when we say, I only buy US made things, because where exactly are these made? Who exactly designed them? And the parts, where did they come from? Because there are some people who don't understand what we are talking about in matters of quality and responsibility, and in this that I'm saying, that with great power comes great responsibility, and they just take it to heart without thinking, and start discriminating people and brands. like I have been discriminated trying to buy a Strider knife. And let me tell you, my money is as good as any of yours. Same. It goes. It's reciprocal. I work very hard, and I'd like to tell you another thing. For a Mexican to buy a USA-made knife, it costs around 30 or 40% more, especially high-end knives, because of the taxes we have here. So, it's a big effort, and being discriminated because of this, I have given up on trying to get a Strider because I've been roughed up too much, and that's just it. I'm very happy with my Sebenza and with the Hinderer that Metal Complex sold me, which hasn't arrived, and with the knives I keep on buying. So it's just my point of view. Take it or leave it, but do just be careful with what you say, because words can come to fruition and can become realities. And we are seeing these realities in the States and around the world. So this is just my experience, guys. Thank you very much for being part of this. I hope you like this series. The next episode is a wonderful one. It's more positive, and but I will be treating or talking about different topics, whether they might be a bit negative or positive. It's a matter of talking and having a conversation and expanding, I think. So please let me know what you think. All right? Professor EDC out. Hope you guys have a good one.